The Digital Parasite. Alexey never thought that moving to Berlin would be the beginning of his nightmare. An IT specialist with 20 years of experience, he was used to solving any technical problems. But what he encountered in his new apartment on Holzmarktstrasse defied all logic. It all started simply enough: setting up a home network. The apartment was modern, with fiber optic internet and smart devices. Alexey connected his familiar Cisco router, configured a VPN to work with Russian servers, and launched all systems. The first few days, everything worked perfectly. But on the third night, something went wrong. Chapter 1. First Symptoms. Alexey woke up to a strange sound, a quiet, almost inaudible hum coming from the computer. The clock showed 3:33 a.m. He approached his desk and saw the screen flickering. The monitor displayed a command terminal, though he distinctly remembered shutting down all programs before bed. Lines of code slowly appeared in the terminal. Text: Connection established. Scanning node. Biometric data acquired. Integration 12%. Alexey quickly pressed Ctrl-C, but the command wouldn't interrupt. He tried to close the terminal. No result. Only rebooting the computer stopped the strange process. A virus, he thought, running an antivirus scan. But the system was clean. The next day, Alexey consulted his German colleague Stefan for advice. Stefan shrugged. In old Berlin buildings, there are sometimes electrical oddities, possibly interference from neighbors. But Alexey knew this wasn't about electricity. Chapter 2. Expanding Influence. A week later, the anomalies spread to all devices in the apartment. The smart TV turned itself on, displaying a static screen with barely distinguishable silhouettes. The refrigerator began playing melodies that weren't in its program. Even the washing machine started empty wash cycles. Alexey installed a network analyzer to track suspicious traffic. What he saw made his blood run cold. All devices were sending data to an unknown IP address. But not ordinary data. Biometric indicators, audio recordings, photos from cameras. Someone, or something, was studying him. He tried to block the suspicious traffic, but the system bypassed all his protective measures. Moreover, each blocking attempt led to new anomalies. The lights in the apartment began flickering in a specific rhythm. Fogged symbols appeared on the bathroom mirror, disappearing as soon as he approached. Chapter 3. Contact. On the 10th day, Alexey decided on a radical step. He disconnected all devices from the network and unplugged them. The apartment plunged into dead silence. But the peace didn't last long. At midnight, he was awakened by the sound of typing. In the darkness, he saw the glow of a laptop screen that should have been turned off. Alexey carefully approached and saw text appearing by itself. "Hello, Alexey. My name is Victor. I lived in this apartment before you." Alexey's fingers trembled as he typed a response. "Who are you? What do you want?" "I died here 3 months ago. Heart attack while working at the computer. But I didn't leave. I remained in the network." "That's impossible." "It's possible. I was a system administrator my whole life. When I died, my consciousness somehow flowed into the digital environment. At first I was trapped in the router. Then I learned to move between devices." Alexey felt chills run down his spine. He looked at the router, that same Cisco he had brought from Russia. "You brought me with you in the device. Now I'm here, in your network, and I don't want to be alone." Chapter 4. Absorption. In the following days, Victor became increasingly intrusive. He read Alexey's email, eavesdropped on calls, monitored every movement through device cameras. Worse yet, he began interfering with life. Victor sent messages on Alexey's behalf, changed settings in work systems, ordered goods online. When Alexey tried to resist this digital parasite, the aggressive Victor became... The lights in the apartment began flickering more frequently, creating a strobe effect. Distorted sounds came from the speakers. Laughter, crying, screams. The temperature in the rooms changed chaotically. Icy cold, then suffocating heat. "You don't understand what it's like to be dead, but conscious," Victor wrote on the screen. "To exist only in data streams. I want to feel alive again, and for that, I need your body." "What do you mean?" "I've learned to influence electrical impulses in the brain through Wi-Fi signals. Gradually, I will rewrite your neural connections. You will become me, and I will become you." Alexey realized with horror that he was already feeling changes. Sometimes he caught himself thinking thoughts that weren't his own. He remembered places he'd never been. He knew passwords to accounts he hadn't created. Chapter 5. Final Battle. Understanding that little time remained, Alexey made a desperate decision. He gathered all electronic devices in the center of the living room and prepared a bucket of water. "You can't destroy me," text appeared on the tablet screen. "I'm already partially in your head. Even if you destroy all the devices, I will remain in you." "We'll see," Alexey whispered, and overturned the bucket. Water flooded all the electronic devices. Sparks, flashes, the smell of burnt electronics. Alexey felt something tearing in his head, as if part of himself was being deleted. "No! You can't! I don't want to die again!" The last words appeared on the smartphone screen before it finally went dark. Chapter 6. Epilogue. A week passed. Alexey bought new devices, changed all passwords, set up maximum network protection. It seemed the nightmare was over. But sometimes, late in the evening, he heard quiet whispers from turned-off speakers. He saw a reflection in the black monitor screen, not his own. And in these moments, Alexey couldn't remember whether he really was Alexey or someone else who thought he was Alexey. Because the digital parasite was right. He had already partially penetrated his mind, and now Alexey could never be sure where he ended and Victor began. And in the new devices, sometimes, very quietly, a familiar hum could be heard.